Hey, Joey and Andrew here for another match reaction video. This time it is Orlando City SC 2 and Charlotte FC 1. Andrew, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I was not too impressed between this match and the Chelsea match. It was a pretty rough weekend.
Uh,
Both clubs kind of had the same issue where things just aren't going well and they don't seem to want to change much, and there's seemingly lack of effort for both clubs right now, and I'm not too happy. So before we really get into anything, I do want to get a couple things out of the way. For anyone who was watching our live watch along, it may have abruptly ended a little bit early, and that was my fault. I was in Myrtle Beach for a soccer tournament for my son, and I was trying to join in, and when I was clicking around in the settings, I hit the wrong button. Whoops. Sorry, Andrew.
that's okay.
All right. And another thing is I got a couple more prints in for those that I haven't seen yet. There's some prints over here. That's the Alcivar Olympico armor and Lindsay right there. Or, yeah. And then that's the kit right there. And then came in the mail today, the Bender.
Nice.
I
I
love
had
it.
that coming myself.
And then this one, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm not excited to put it up on the wall, but it's the TT one.
Oh yeah, he's getting shipped back. Oh yeah, he's going back to yeah.
Yeah. So after that performance, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll give it away or something, but we'll see.
Oh my god.
But for anyone that doesn't know, Adam Phillips or Defend the Queen can be found on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. He makes these, and they are awesome, amazing. Huge props to him for the great work that he does. And the Alcivar Olympico one, that's a custom piece, so he does custom commissions as well. Definitely check him out. All right, Andrew. Like I said, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't too thrilled about the match. I didn't get to watch it all the way through live, but I've since gone back and caught it, and still not happy. But just to start out with, we lined up in our normal 4-4-2 with a little bit of a shakeup with Mora not being able to be in the team sheet. So Fuchs was at left back again. Then center backs McCoon, Carujo, and then Lindsay filling out the back four. Oh, obviously Kalina in goal as well. And the midfield four of Alcivar, Bronico, Franco, top with Ortiz, and then the two strikers of Swiderski and Rios. And finally, sub appearances from Bender, Ruiz, Mackenzie Gaines, Ujwiak, and Awful. Anything you want to say about the lineup?
No. I hope Mora. From what I understand, is he's in COVID protocol, so hopefully he gets better and he'll be ready to go this week versus Inter Miami.
Yep. Yeah. So initially, I was really concerned seeing Fuchs out there on the left, and then of course McCoon in the center. Honestly, though, Fuchs seemed to be the best player of the night for us. Wasn't expecting that. But either way, we definitely need another left back. I'm okay with Mora. He's serviceable, but there's no way we can depend on Fuchs for the whole season out there.
No. I was very surprised. He was the man of the match. I mean, there's no one else to pick from really. With the rest of the other 9, I'm not going to count Kalina. I mean, I don't think he counts, but the other 9 gave almost no effort, and Fuchs was showing them up his class, running up and down the pitch, and we'll get into it, but that second goal conceded right before halftime, one was a poorly worked corner. I don't know whose idea that was, and then 2, when it wasn't going well, one person the oldest person chugged back and almost got there. And Ortiz is just sitting there.
Ortiz, it's either like he is either just legitimately that slow, or he's actually just like phoning it in and doesn't care. And if he's that slow, he shouldn't be on a pitch like ever.
No, half the team seemed like they were phoning it in for this game. I don't know if they're tired. I don't know if they're, so many away games. I don't know what's going on. But no one's happy with the effort, and, hopefully Coach Miguel isn't happy with the effort. But at some point, you're professionals. You show up, you give 100%. Yeah, we're an expansion team. Yeah, the talent might not be there, but you can always give effort. Like, that's the one thing you can always give. In that play specifically, only one person was giving their effort, which is inexcusable. So anyone else on that pitch, when they review the video and watch them jogging back, I'd be sitting them next game, because there's no excuse for any of them, because turns out that ended up being the winning goal. Who knew? I mean, we didn't look like we were ever going to score a goal, and I was screaming to get Franco off at halftime. He was just infuriating me with giving the ball away, yelling at the ref, getting a header and then heading it right out of bounds, like immediately. Like, I was like, get this joker out. And then he goes and does that. And I was like,
but it was good that he didn't come off at half, though, right?
Well, we wouldn't have had a goal. Honestly, we would have ended 2-0. I mean, we still would have lost, but he was one of the players that, I mean, you could see the rating. A lot of these ratings, everyone starts at a 6. So if you or I started the game, we would get a 6. So that just tells you how good the team was when you see people at 6.1, 6.2. That's all you need to know. And then Christian Fuchs is what, 7.3? Again, only person that gave effort. So if it's me, I'm completely overhauling the people that gave no effort. I would tough love, man, tough love. I did think the second half, when we did switch to a 4-3-3, there and Camille came on, there was kind of slight spark, I would say. We actually looked a smidgen threatening, and not a lot, but more than we had the whole game. So I'd like to, we've talked about this numerous times. We need to switch formations. This one does not work for us. 4-3-3, I think fits our personnel better. But then the question becomes, who do you play? Because, like I said, I'd be showing some tough love, and unfortunately, Lindsay, I love you, but you've made the same mistake how many times now, getting beat on the right side. I know a fall is like 36, but I think it's time to put him in a game and just sit him down, because you can't keep getting beat every time by the same move. He's a young guy. He'll learn. I think he'll get better, but at some point, riding the bench isn't always the worst thing in the world. Sometimes it motivates certain players, and half this team seems like they need motivation at the moment. So,
yeah. All right, let me go ahead and get this out of here. I'm tired of looking at it. So yeah, I don't really have much else to add overall myself. So I'll kind of let you take the wheel from here. Where would you like to start?
I kind of ranted everything I need to say, but the other person I would lay this blame on is Coach Miguel. I think there's a complacency in the squad. I don't know how much people are fighting for places. He doesn't seem to change it up. I think everyone's position should be at risk. Even Swiderski, he didn't look very good. And on the live stream, I mentioned, like, I would even consider benching him, and he's our best player. But if he keeps dribbling the ball down into blind alleys into 3 people and get dispossessed, you're doing nothing. Like, and you could tell he's frustrated. He shoots the ball into the stands. Like, yes, you're probably the most talented person on the team, maybe now with Camille, but you have to work with the people around you, which leads me to like this team doesn't appear to have cohesion. So I don't think the coach knows his best 11. I don't think he
hold on.
knows.
Let's stay with Swiderski for a second.
Okay.
In this role as a striker, what is Swiderski's goal to accomplish?
To score goals.
To score goals. And then ideally, how would he receive the ball to score goals?
From a midfielder.
Is that happening?
Not at all.
Right. But,
but you can't just receive the ball and then just go at three people. You're not going right. I mean, he's not going to dribble past them.
But look at his mindset though. Like he knows he needs to score goals. He wants to score goals. Yeah. He's not getting the ball. He's going to do everything he can to get himself the ball.
But that's not a good position to be in. Like you don't want to feel like you have to do everything yourself.
If he doesn't do that, he's literally just going to be running around doing absolutely nothing, waiting for a long ball when he's covered up by four people.
Well, for most of the game, he is doing absolutely nothing. But
until he actually tries to do something himself, which he shouldn't be put in those situations, is what I'm getting to.
No, I agree with you. But I'm saying, like, when you do get the ball, make smart decisions. I 100% agree with his frustrations. Like, I'm not saying he has legit reason to be frustrated, but you can't go in trying to take three people on and get dispossessed multiple times the same game. Even though I know the person off to your left sucks, it doesn't matter. You still give them a chance. You give your teammate a chance. You're probably not going to get the ball back. They're not going to pass it to you. They're going to overhit you a through ball. They may not even look at you, but you still have to play. What I'm saying is you have to play as a team, whether or not your team is good enough. is a different, like that's a whole different problem. Yeah. But good players make the players around them better. So, and in this game, I just saw a lot of frustration out of Swiderski, and he was just. I mean, he lost the ball a lot. He took shots that weren't even. I get it. I completely get his frustration. But if Coach Miguel's not going to change anything, running him out, doing the same thing over and over again, he's not going to get any confidence built. That's why either they change something or they try something different. And like I said, I don't think anyone's place at this team should be cemented at this point in time. Like, I think all positions should still be.
Except for Kalina.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, poor guy. I felt bad for him on those two goals, Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think the other 10, I think they all need some tough love. I mean, this is what happens in football. Like you fight for your position. You're not guaranteed a spot each week in, week out. Like if your form dips, that's why you have people pushing you. And it's likely we don't have the people pushing them. So they're not actively getting better, which is another problem I have with Coach Miguel is you can have lesser talent, right? Like that's completely fine. But you need to improve the talent you have, even if it's marginally. Like, what player has gotten better in the past month or so? Can you name me a player that's gotten better? They all seem to be regressing. I mean, other than Fuchs. Okay, let's say Fuchs has gotten better. I'm going to give him that. Yeah, I'm going to give him that. But he's a professional, and he played in the Premier League. So, like, again, I think his professionalism came through in this match.
Right. That's a good way of putting it. I don't think anybody's gotten better. Clearly people have regressed, and I think a majority of them have just they've literally just shown up, and like that's about it.
And every game that I've seen, we look better after the substitutions. So I don't know. That just tells me something. Like, you know, are we not preparing correctly? Is he not selecting the team correctly? We can get into substitutions weren't, it could have been earlier again, that whole thing. But when your team changes to look that much better to my eyes after the substitutions in multiple games, like some of those people need to be starting. Like that's at least given a chance. Now they could look like crap the first half, and then the would-be starters come in the second half, and then it looks better again. And then I have more questions about why you always look better when you substitute. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just getting frustrated seeing the same mistakes by the same players. Everyone's playing the same way, doing the same thing. No one's really trying anything. And then we get into the final third, and I'll take a swipe at Swiderski and all of them. The only person that was given movement in the final third was Camille, and he came on as a sub. All of them, they just...
Stop right there. And do you know how many touches he had?
No, just tell me.
13.
13. So the rest of them get in the final third, stand around like statues. Now, if I'm Swiderski, I'm probably like, I'm beyond this because I know I'm not getting the ball. Like, what's the point in working? But still, you're a professional. You're getting paid. You try. Again.
Well, so my point with that was you saw life out of him out of just 13 touches that you hadn't seen out of anybody that whole match.
Exactly. Right. He was giving effort. In fact, he almost gave too much effort because I think he actually did. I think he swiped the goalkeeper with the back of his hand. So he got really lucky they didn't have a camera on the other side of the field. But he showed desire. Like where it was at with the rest of the team. Like he wanted to make things happen. He made runs. No one else was doing that. Like where was that? Like you watched them get in the final third before he came on. I was like waiting for something to happen. And that's why when Franco actually made a run to get the penalty, I was like, F me. Of course it would be. Of course it would be him.
Yeah.
But where was that the entire game? Why do you...
So speaking of Franco, like I'm sure you've seen, I know you've seen because you've been commenting on some of this on social media, the whole, midfield Bronico versus Franco debate and stuff. And when both of them are just not performing that much through this whole season, it really kind of blows my mind of how so many people are wanting to keep them. And, there's a lot of people that are either, strictly Bronico or strictly Franco, but why either of them? I don't get it. I've mentioned it several times. I'd rather see Jones than here, if nothing else, just like we've been mentioning, just to shake things up, to get some fresh legs on the ground.
Exactly. Make them practice harder, play better. I want to see them work as a team. Like right now, when I watch them these past few games, they're not playing as a team. It's hard to explain. Like when you watch other football teams around the world, like you see what they're trying to do. You see the offense they're trying to go with. When you watch Charlotte, I'm like, what is the goal here? Now
the goal is to pass it back and then long ball over the top. That's the goal, right?
But that doesn't suit our minus the Franco penalty. That doesn't suit necessarily the people we have. So again, that to me, that's a coaching thing.
Yeah. So going forward, I don't think it'll be as big of an issue because I can already see with the substitutions glimpses of the formation changing to a 4-3-3, especially with the other new signing that we have, Kerwin Vargas. He looks pretty
good signing. I
Yeah.
agree with him. I don't like the other one, but
The guy from the Rapids. I can't even.
Yeah.
I don't even want to try to pronounce his name.
Swiderski, I think.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I don't know.
Brazilian Japanese player. Yeah.
What's interesting is we went from like being kind of concerned with our depth on the wing because we had Reyna, and then there's the blinking on his name now, but the other guy who has been injured.
Oh, I
Another
know you're
under
talking the
22 player.
Brazilian guy. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
But and then of course we have Gaines. But there was no like really true good talent out there, and now we have like some actual decent options. So I'm looking forward to that going forward. The midfield thing I've already mentioned. I'd rather see Jones out there than Bruno or Franco, and then the back four is what it is, as long as Fuchs is allowed to play at center back. So I think going forward, this whole 4-4-2 diamond where we just lob the ball up the field, can't move through the midfield at all. I don't think that'll be much of a long-term issue. At least I really hope not.
No, I mean let's. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. This team cannot create open play chances. The goals they score are from corners, free kicks, and penalties. They had that one open goal by Ortiz, right? Again, XG of what, like 3%? So they're not working the ball in to create open goals like that would lead to high percentage. So this team is not scoring, and they don't have any hope of scoring until they change something. And
do you remember the last time we had a really, really good chance at a open play goal?
Me, no.
It was the McKenzie Gaines where he didn't lay it off. But you see that in this match, you saw on how it could work on the opposite end against us if Gaines would have laid it off.
He did exactly what Gaines should have done.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't gonna slate Gaines. He's a younger guy. He's a striker. He's trying to score. But I'm sure that pissed Swiderski off to no end. And I'm sure he's still pissed off about it. And he's got to get over it. I mean, again, I don't like to see him play with frustration. I don't think that brings out the best of him. Hopefully the team had an inquisition this week. I think Fuchs is a captain that will sit everyone down to a man and challenge them. Hopefully that happened in the dressing room and say, listen, boys, the season, we're still new this season. Like, we can't give this performance. These people are spending hundreds of dollars to come see us. We got to put out an effort that we're at least proud of. And if anyone says they're proud of that effort other than Fuchs and Kalina, then I would be like looking to ship them out before. When's the transfer deadline end? Like tomorrow? I'd be looking to get rid of him because even Ortiz, he's on loan, but I like Ortiz. I think he could be good.
Yeah, I really hope that Miguel sat him down and said something like, if you show a performance like that again, you are just done.
You're back.
Ride the bench.
We'll loan you to the Independents, and you can play in the USL. Yeah, I mean, of course. Yeah, I mean, there's a few players I would do that with. And again, tough. At some point, he's got to put his foot down, and say, this is not good enough. I don't look at the media. Maybe he did this week. Who knows? I don't know. I would have been out. I don't know what. I listened to the sound, all of the games sound off, so I don't know what he said at the end of the game. But hopefully it wasn't like we tried, we gave a good performance. If he said that bullshit, then I'm more like there's something wrong in the coaching staff.
I will admit that he does give some odd press conferences. So a couple things from the post-match conference from him is he said that the club or the team played well enough to deserve a point. and I don't see it.
That
I
is a
believe,
lie. Okay,
yeah,
lie one.
fully, yeah,
Bullshit. Okay.
fully deserved to lose this match with the effort that we put out there, outside of Fuchs. And then and the other thing that really caught me off guard was he had a little comment about subbing Ortiz off at halftime and bringing Bender on. He mentioned that Bender has the legs, but Ortiz has the talent, or maybe not exactly the word talent he used, but implying that, Ortiz is just a more talented player than Bender.
Well, I think
And
Ortiz is a more creative player, like in the style that he plays.
I
Now,
mean,
has he shown that in glimpses, but
right.
not he's not consistent.
He
You
had,
know,
his one open play goal obviously was, amazing. But other than that, I think Bender's just had an overall better season so far. And
he's
for Miguel to
yeah.
be saying that, like, I don't know if
Bender
it's
has
like a
created more
language barrier for
chances
him, or I don't
for
know.
other people than Ortiz has created chances for other people.
Hmm.
So, and Ortiz needs to be creating chances because that's part of his job description. So yeah, I didn't hear that. I don't necessarily agree with it. I kind of understand what he's saying. Like, I think their styles are different, which I do agree. Like, I think, you Ortiz may be a bit more creative than Bender, but Bender's more consistent. So at this point in this game, I'm playing the more consistent player. And plus, he's your own player. He's not on loan. So, yeah, that is kind of weird. I don't get it. I don't know why Bender's not yet starting. I feel like he's had enough time. He should be able to put in 90 minutes.
Yeah,
So
well, I think a lot of it has to do with he was one of the ones that got, whatever that bad cold was, or I don't know if it actually was COVID going around, but he was sick. So I know the recovery for him has been a little slow.
Okay, yeah. Now Bender, the whole team needs to work on their first touches. They get dispossessed so freaking easily. It's like hitting a ball against a cement wall, like just bing right. Like it's just yeah.
I do think Bender. I do think Bender is one of the players that needs a few minutes to actually grow into the match and, start to be able to put things together. Which again, going back to Miguel's substitution philosophy, he just needs to do everyone sooner. But props to him for getting Ortiz off right at halftime.
Oh yeah, I'm sure everyone in the stadium saw the effort he was giving, but I would have gotten there would have been two or three others I would have been yanking off at halftime too, but maybe he was like, I'm not going to do wholesale changes. I'll just mess the team up too much. But I mean, when you're down 2-0, why don't you just go for a 4-3-3 then? I mean, what'd you have to lose? You were already losing 2 goals. And on the stream, I was like, the game's over because we're never getting 2 goals. Like, if we can get one back, that would be good. I didn't see the penalty coming at all. That was just so foolish by Orlando. If they didn't gift us that goal, then it wouldn't have looked as close on paper as it did. So we'll see. I mean, we're going and we're coming home. So I anticipate a response from the players. There better be a response, or the fans, well, they're probably too excited to turn on the team yet. But if there's no response and they give the same effort that they gave at Orlando, I would be turning on the team. Like, I don't support the team my ass. Like, you go out there and you play. Like, again, you might not be the most talented, but you give 100%. It's all any fan can ask for. It's like the Newcastle. Like, we don't ask for a club that wins. We ask for a club that tries. Just freaking try. And to me, Charlotte FC did not try on Saturday night from the very like they look good the first 5 minutes. They follow the same pattern. 5 minutes, we're good. Okay, now we look like shit. Halftime, we come out, we look good 5 minutes. look bad. Then make subs. Oh, now we're looking good while we're chasing the game. Like, it's the same pattern. Like, it's the games are the same games over and over. So if this coaching staff cannot see it and cannot fix it, then to me, there's bigger problems. And, who knows? I'm not going to say Miguel out yet. Like, it's too early. He inherited a squad that admittedly doesn't have talent, but he needs to improve the players he has. And, and if he's not having a hand in who he picks, let's hope he picked these two players. Maybe he didn't get to pick the other people, but let's hope he at least had a hand in saying, like, I want these guys. They're going to fit my system. I'm envisioning this. We're going to play this way. These two people are going to help us. So let's give them, I'll give them 3 to 4 weeks. They got to get in the squads and practices, If it starts changing around after that, then I'll be like, okay, I see what they're doing. But if we're another month in and we see the exact same games every time on our watch along, I will freaking have an aneurysm and just like fall over my chair yelling, because like, you got to change something, man. Like, you can't keep playing the same. I mean, everyone has tape on you. You do the same things, and yeah, that's all. I'm done ranting. I can't. I just can't get over the effort level.
What's funny is normally I'm the one that goes long, and today it was you that had a lot of words to get in today.
Well, I mean, yeah, agree. Do you agree? Do you disagree with anything I said?
Nah, not at
In
all.
general.
I mean, just a little bit minor.
Probably
tweaks
over the
on what I
top
would
with
say.
benching Swiderski, I'm sure,
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But again, I'm just gonna say Rios has been outperforming him the past few games. So, I feel bad for him because he came in and scored those goals early. I think that put a lot of pressure on him, and now he has even more pressure, and now he's expected to like carry the team, which is unfortunate for him. I don't think he needs that pressure, especially for an expansion team. I don't think the fans need to be talking about playoffs or anything. Just look for improvement. Look for a style of play that is consistent and you can see what they're trying to do, and that we're scoring goals. Maybe we're not winning, but we're not ending up, losing 2-0, 1-0, 3-0. Like, just look for some offensive creativity and some shots on goal. I'd say for the fans, look for shots on goal and that are actually on target. If that improves and we still lose, I accept it. Like, because that means we're moving in the right direction.
Yep.
Now, if our back line falls to like crap, then I'll have a whole different thing. But they've been playing. I can't. It's our offense that's letting the team down right now. Like,
so don't really want to go too much more into it, but yeah, definitely if our offense is firing even on like half a cylinder, because we're not even we're not even close to that yet. But actually getting some chances offensively helps the defense out a lot, because it allows the other team it forces the other team to actually respect us going forward rather than being ready to pounce immediately.
No, I can't. I mean, we're back at the Model A. We haven't even made it to the Model T. Like we're yeah. If we can at least get to like a Packard level of offense, we'll be okay. Like you said, there's no cylinders firing. They're not playing together. Maybe they just need to have some time together and have a boys' night out and get to know each other and learn what everyone's about. And so they just need to have a boys night out, so they look like they want to play together. Because right now, at least on the offensive side of the ball, there's just nothing there. Like, there's no cohesion at all. So
my cat's enjoying some camera time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to add anything else to this. I could go on more, but I'd rather just move forward. So with that said, now we are 10th place in the East in the standings. And again, 10th place is a little bit deceiving because we are a game ahead of most other clubs. And DC United is actually 2 games behind us. So if they win, you know, if they win 1 match, they'll jump ahead of us in points, and 2, they'll jump us a good bit. Next up, we have Inter Miami. I don't know. They're looking a little bit better than they started off, but I still don't think they're that good. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, a formation change will improve things a good bit. Otherwise, are we going to do a watch along for this Miami match?
Yeah, it's I think 3:30.
Okay.
I'll do it. If I see they're lining up in a 4-4-2, I'll be like, I'm not supposed to drink, but I'll be like breaking into the alcohol. I'll be like, you got it.
Yeah.
And please, if you want to join us and bitch and moan about staying in a 4-4-2, by all means, come on.
Oh yeah, and if you want to state your claim that Bronico and Franco should be starting every match, let us know, because we'll happily get into that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure to check that out. 3:30 on Saturday, correct?
Yeah, technically MLS, I found out they don't actually ever start at 3:30. It's more like 3:38. So I'll start the stream at 3:25. Are you gonna be able to join this week?
Possible. My son has the evaluations for the upcoming season, so
Okay.
So we'll see. It just depends on time.
And just so you guys know, he hit the crossbar twice and had an assist.
Yeah.
So he had a good tournament.
Yeah, he played pretty much out of his mind. The last match where unfortunately our team lost, it started out very bad, and then he got put in at midfield and just completely shut them down. They couldn't score again after that, so that was nice to see.
So let him know no more predictions, because he wasn't even close. He's cut off, man.
Hey, it brought some life. I was happy. All right, guys. Yeah, we've taken up too much time, so we're going to get out of here. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to catch the watch along on 3:30, and then look out for any other content we have coming up. So see you later.
Yep. Take care.